Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back. I'm Ann DeVere. This is Turn Your Show into Cash. Today is all about technology. You see, I have a different background, don't I? Hey, it's going to be fun showing everybody what we can do today. I'm actually going to dive in deep with the XSplit broadcaster because you're going to be able to plan, produce your own TV show with clicks of buttons, very, very simply. If you got a mouse, you know how to copy, paste, delete, save. You can produce your own TV show. So it's very cool. Now, I am going to be basically displaying my desktop, and I'm going to be sharing with you as I create the broadcasting platform on XSplit. And then we're going to go to each one of the cast members, and they're going to be sharing their desktop or asking questions about different things as I show what I'm doing from start to finish. We're going to be adjusting the camera settings, and we're going to be sharing different screens. It's a lot of really cool stuff. So this is the only module that has to do with technology, with producing your videos. There's a lot of content in there, module 7, factor 2. Well, there's content in there in a members area with information on, backdrops and all kinds of things like that, how to set up if you want to use murals, if you want to just set up a talk show set, and there's images of different talk show sites. But what I really wanted to focus on is creating that online, because if you can, using XSplit broadcaster, because if you have videos that you're shooting on location and you have built your video library, so whether you're doing interviews online, whether you're doing videos offline, as long as you have recorded videos in your library, you can use the XSplit to actually create your TV show. And I'll show you how it's done. And so this is the hub. But in the members area, you will also see there's a video on, framing. It's called a rule of thirds. So watch that, because where you place your subject in a frame makes a big difference. So the rule of thirds basically is you keep 2/3 of the way in. I don't want to confuse you. Just watch the video. It's like a 4-minute video. It's great information. And those of you who are Mac users, the XSplit broadcaster will not work on your Mac, and I recommend you actually grab a PC just because the broadcaster is that good. If you choose not to, there's some additional information in there as to what software works with Mac, and I can tell you some of the people who have tried it. The XSplit is a lot easier to use, and it's very big difference in price-wise. And the big thing is I can support you with the XSplit as opposed to all the other software that works with Mac. I am not an expert in, but there are software training videos available. So if you want to do that on your own, you have a choice. That's about it. And also there is a great interview with Alex Mondosian on how to leverage Google Hangouts. Now, Google Hangouts has been having a lot of challenges, as far as quality-wise, but what I want you to take away from Alex Mondosian is absolutely brilliant. He was one of the pioneers, basically, that jumped on using Google Hangouts to conduct his webinars and do interviews and launch a TV show years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago. And so there's a lot of great information. We did, it was like an hour. I was interviewing, asking questions. We were, kind of going back and forth. So there's a lot of great content. You want to watch that. So whatever we talk about Google Hangouts, just use it for Zoom. Use it for anything, any streaming broadcasting platform that's there. Okay. Having said that, we're going to go ahead and start. What I'm going to do is kind of show you how, what I'm doing with the XSplit, how I use it, and then I'll show you how I put things where they are and how I build the XSplit broadcaster. Now, this is typical. This is the way I usually come on. If I'm doing coaching sessions, I might put on my office backdrop, or if I'm doing any kind of strategy sessions, this backdrop here is a lot more comfortable when I'm working with people one-on-one as opposed to being really formal. Okay, so your background makes a big difference on how you come across and how people feel when they're interacting with you. Just to give you an example, watch this. How do you feel now about where I am? It's not so cozy anymore, is it? It's a lot more formal. So what you see on camera makes a big difference. So choosing your backgrounds is really important. So that's one thing I'm going to show you how to set that up. And also, you've seen me do it. I go over my shoulder and do the, do this. And guess what? I have videos that I can put over my shoulder. And I can easily turn it into the PowerPoint that you've seen me do. And I can, with the little clicker that I have, I can actually be using the PowerPoint right over my shoulder and sharing some great content with you and stories and different videos, anything pretty much that I want to do. I can go full screen with it. Okay, so there's so many options you have. It's all about you deciding how you want to do it. So I'm going to get back on here. And one of the things, if you've been watching the training videos, I usually open up with the opener. And now the audio on the videos has been turned off, so I can actually continue to talk with you. So if you watch a video and there's no audio, don't worry about it. It's about learning how to use the Xsplit. So when I go to open a show, I just click on the opener, like any TV show. The opener plays, and then I go right into, okay, well, welcome everyone. Happy to have you with us, and I want to share some things that are happening. Here's what I went. This is what I did, and let's take a closer look at that. And okay, well, look at this. This is what's happening. And I actually deleted that particular video, so I'm going to show you how where I put it in. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and build this up. To do that, I'm actually going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Okay, so screen share, and I'd like to get the heads up that you can see it clearly. Okay, so do you see my screen clearly, my entire desktop? And since I can't see you, somebody has to give me the heads up on it. Let me see if I can get the chat over here. No, I can't see the chat. Okay, so one person asks, one of you unmute and let me know that you can see my desktop clearly, please.
I can see it on the right-hand side, and so I see you large, and then on the right, so it's kind of a 50-50 split.
Okay, very good, because that's to here, and I'm going to go back to the beginning. So you're seeing me do all this, right?
Yes, I can see you clicking, and it's on the right-hand side, so there's that we get to see you on the left-hand side, left half, and yes. Your slides and your Xsplit media folder down the bottom on the right-hand side.
Perfect. It's working perfectly. So this is the way I have my desktop set up. Every time I go to do an interview, every time I go to record a program, whatever it is, this is it. This is my desktop. And usually I find it a lot easier if I have it set up just like this. Now, I have the PowerPoint in the upper right corner. Now, the reason for that is if I'm looking at, if I have the split screen up, now for me to look at the PowerPoint, I have to look to my right. Where on the screen, it looks like I'm looking at my PowerPoint, doesn't it? Okay, so this is why. Little things make a big difference. If I had the Xsplit broadcaster on the right and a PowerPoint on the left, I would be doing this to look at it, which I'm looking away from the PowerPoint. Okay? So that's the reason why I have it set up the way I do. And the folder right here, this is actually, if you can see, it's Xsplit Media. This is just a folder on my desktop where everything that I use for Xsplit is in that folder. And what I'm going to do, let me see if I can go to, hold on, come on, be co-op, okay. Extra large. So the folders that I have here are here. I'm going to go a little bit bigger. There we go. There are 4 main folders within my Xsplit Media folder. Let's just go full screen again. Okay. So the one has the backdrops in it, and I'll go inside there. Even the backdrops are in categories. I have my indoor backdrops. Okay. And there's the outdoor backdrops. And then there is different kind of studio sets that I'll be, you know, okay. So I have everything set up for easy access. And then when I'm doing interviews, I have different guests, you know, they're sending their PowerPoints. So I have my guest media. And then there's turn your show into cash segments. There's the intro music and things like that. They're set up. That's just for a particular program. And if you have the same training you're doing over and over again, you may also want to do that. And I also have my videos folder. These are where all my videos are. I have all kinds of testimonials in there. I have the openers. I have training videos, all kinds of cool video stuff. So having everything in one place is really important, because then I don't have to go searching for it. And it's very important to keep it organized, because once you tell the XSplit broadcaster where a particular video is, it always looks for it in that space. So think it through in the beginning, how you want to set it up, and then stay with it. Because what happens is that once you tell it, it's like, you know, search for this video in this folder. That's what it looks for it. And otherwise, you end up with a blank screen if you move it. And it has happened to me before, because now I was, you know, reorganizing some files. Excuse me. And I moved the video from one to the other, and I forgot to tell XSplit that it had moved. And when I went to use it, it wasn't there. I had to go searching for it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how I actually set it up. Now, to do that, I'm going to go to a blank screen. And so if you noticed already, you know, this is where I basically use 4 screens, okay? I'm just going to go through it again so you see. The very first screen I use is the open. And the second screen I use is just me full on, and I can have, like I said, different backdrops and different whatever I want to use on it, okay? So, and yes, and you can put videos in your backdrop. So this particular backdrop would be really good if I'm maybe doing something inspirational, or doing like a visualization, something like that. The outdoors actually work really, really well. Okay, so, and I'll show you how all of this works. Okay, now, and the third screen is the one that's over the shoulder, and the fourth screen is full on. Now, the reason I say I stay consistent with it is that when I'm doing a training, I don't have to think about, oh, where did I put this? I already know. If I click on the first one, the open is going to go on. I click on the second one, I'm going to be full screen. I click on the third one, I'm going, you know, over the shoulder. Fourth one, I'm going full screen. Okay, so that's why it works for me really well. You may want to do it differently. I suggest doing it my way right now, and then see if that works for you. You can always adjust it. So having said that, let's go to a blank screen, and I will show you exactly what I do. So to do this, basically, you click on where you want to be, where you want to add. And in this case, I want to add on the Access to Experts Open. So I'll go over here, and I'll click Add. And it goes right into here, okay? Media file. It's images, video, HTML. Okay, so I can click. I'm looking for a video. So I do that, and right away it already knows to look in my XSplit media file. But well, basically, otherwise it would be okay. You know, in my case, I'm just going to do the whole thing again. You know, from the beginning. Okay, it's on my desktop, and I will look for my XSplit media, and then I go into videos. Okay, so I'm looking for the Access to Experts Open. Okay, so this is a good one. This is the Access to Experts Open. I'll take the short one. Okay, and I double click on it. It opens up over here, and all I have to do is pull it up, and it goes full screen. Now, the thing about it, then you have to tell it what to do. Okay, so to tell the video when to start or what to do, how to loop, you go into Settings. Okay, in the settings, I'm going to move this over here. In the settings, this is a very important step. In the settings, you'll see over here, start when the screen loads. You always want to have this checked, because if you don't have it checked, when you click on it, it's not going to start at the beginning. And this one, you want to uncheck. Remember playback position. If you do not uncheck this, what will happen is wherever you leave it off, it will start from there. Here, I'll go full on. Oops, I just lost it. Okay, let's bring that back. Oh, that's actually, I'm really glad that happened, because here, get this back over here. Because if you, here, I'm going to start again. Okay. Add, nope, the wrong one. Okay. So to adjust it, you actually have to, you need to click on the video or whatever is there, then go into settings, and you can actually pick it up or move it over so you can see what you're doing. Again, this is the media file, and you keep this check, start when the scene loads, and take this off. Remember playback position, because if you don't, and if you start the video in the middle, next time you go to that scene, it will actually start from the middle. So you check this off, and refresh button is there, which is fine. And the other thing that you want to do is keep source in memory. You want to check that, because then it will remember where it is, so it loads up a lot faster. And let me see, there was one more thing that I wanted to, oh, you can adjust no, the audio here. But now, this is also a really important one. Now, in this case, if I want to start this video at maybe at 9 seconds in, I can put 9 and then hit set. It will start at 9 seconds in. And if I don't want it to go all the way to the end, I can actually decide to end it sooner. Okay. Now, a good way to do this, you can actually go ahead and play the video. Okay. And if there's a place you want to stop, as soon as you figure out where it is, you can actually hit set, and it will always stop at that place. You can actually manually move it over to where it might be all the way to the end. See, it's already in a black. I don't want it to be in a black. I want it to stop over here, so then I can actually play to there. There we go. Okay. Oh, come on. It's been a little touchy, so I don't know. Let's say it's going to be 29 seconds. Okay, so all right, maybe we're going to do 20 seconds. There you go. Okay, so you see, this is really important, because otherwise it's going all the way to black, or stop at a place you don't want. So if you have a video that's maybe 3 minutes long, you only want to show the first minute, this is how you do it. Okay, so, and this is it. Once it's set, you just go ahead, just click away, and you're good to go. Okay, so now if I'm here and I want to play the Access to Experts Open, all I have to do is click on it. It will start exactly where I told it to start, and it will end exactly where I stopped the video. So make sure you pay attention to where you tell it to stop, because it will stop abruptly, just like this one. Okay, so that's how you control your videos, inputting your videos. Now, you can actually add training videos, same way. In this case, I have the box training video, like makeup, using makeup, oops, here. And I want to add the video, let's see, okay, there we go. And this is a training video, same, no. Don't want it to play. Don't want it to play. Come on. Okay. Again, add image, video, HTML. I'm adding video, and I'm going to double click, and it's going to go here. Okay, simple. The same way you would add image to anywhere on any of your documents. It is designed to be in a really, really thoughtful way for it to work. Okay, so now Next, I want to show you how I add my camera. Okay, so let's see. Full on. In this case, we go to a blank scene, and let's say you always want to name it. Okay, camera. I always name it camera 1 because actually, believe it or not, you can actually have several cameras attached to it if your computer can handle it. So this is camera 1, or in this case, I actually will call it camera 2 since I already have camera 1, so it will do that. Okay, now I go to add. You see this webcam capture card here. Once you click on that, it automatically shows you the available cameras you have. I am using the conference cam, so automatically that puts it on, and I pull it, and I'm full screen in front of a green screen. This is exactly what I'm sitting in front of right now. Okay, so to go from the green screen to add a video behind me, I will go ahead and click on this again. Make sure whatever whatever you want to adjust, you select it. So then I go into settings, and automatically it will open up whatever you need. Settings will always give you the tools that you need to work on that one. So in this case, the first thing I need to do before I adjust the webcam, I need to go to set the color. Now, you have none. In this case, it's not going to do anything. It just shows whatever is in the background. So if you have a regular background, you don't need to do anything. It plays just fine. But in this one, there's chroma key. Okay. So now, basically, I'm telling it that I have some kind of a green screen behind me, and we need to tell it to select. Okay, it has already selected. I want to mess it up so I can show you how to do this. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is important. Chroma key, it comes in different colors. You can have all kinds of chroma key. You can have red background, you can have green background, and you can have a blue background. So these are available. A lot of the green screens come with a blue screen on the other side. Now, the reason we actually use the green screen, because most people don't really use it. They don't wear these bright green colors, but a lot of people wear blue. So, and also the green screen works much better because our skin doesn't have green in it, and we do have blue undertones. So a lot of people, but the green is a lot safer, but you do have choices. Okay, so the other thing is the color key. You don't really need to mess with the color key. I don't want to go into it. The only thing you really need to know, once you do the chroma key, it does a lot of the work for you. The thing with the chroma key, if you go into legacy mode, let me just do a reset over here. It gives you an eyedrop tool. See, mine is already set up to. Okay, how do we do this? I want to mess it up so it will. Okay, here we go. See, right now I'm going to select the eyedrop tool, and you can adjust the colors. You want to play around with it. You want to be, depending on the lighting that you have, these are the controls you're going to be needing to adjust. Okay, so don't worry about it. Just play with it. Find just the right combination for you. And let's see, if I reset this, it automatically does a lot of it for you. Okay, so it's smart enough to decide what you have in your background, and it will do a lot for you. Now, before I show you a little bit more of the adjusting, I do want to add a backdrop, so it's going to make it easier to show the adjustment of it. Because you can see I have some green around my hair. Okay, that's because the green is interacting with my hair with the green backdrop. When you go to use the chroma key, it selects automatically. Anything that's green, it removes from around you. Okay, that's kind of what it is. Once you click on chroma key, the software is designed to identify anything that's green and remove it. Well, there are different shades of green, as you can see, because it's interacting with my hair, and I have a green halo. And you actually see this a lot of times on TV shows that are not really set up properly. You will see the green halo, even like the high-end professionals. It can be tricky, so don't feel bad if it's not perfect, you know, in the beginning. Okay. So having said that, now we're going to go ahead and add the background. So I'll show you. It'll be easier to adjust. Add media. I'm going back into adding image, and this time I'm going to go into. Let's see. I'm going to go into. Oops. Xsplit media. I'm going to go into backgrounds. So let's say we want to do a set. We want to do office set. Okay, pick out one of these. Okay, maybe we'll do this one. Okay, so everything that you add to it is going to go to the front. So what you do then is click this button, it will go behind it. Now I have a beautiful, great background behind me. Now, in the beginning, when you're choosing a different, when you're getting comfortable with using XSplit and a green screen, you can actually cheat a little bit by choosing things that have green in the background. So if your coloring is not perfect, you can get away with it. Now, to add more backgrounds, you just keep repeating it over and over again. Add image, and it opens. And let's see now. Let's choose a different image. Okay. Let's go into the studio. Let's just do this one. Okay. Again, it's going up front, and we move it back. Now, something important to look at is perspective. Right now it looks a little odd because I have a desk behind me, and it just feels like I should be behind a desk. So when you're choosing images, make sure it looks realistic. So compare this to, I'm going to again add this one, and let's see, which one do I want to use? Okay, this is the one I like to use. So this one is designed from it's from a different angle, and if I move it back, now it looks like I'm sitting, the studio is behind me. Okay, compare this to that. Okay, different feel. Little things do make a difference. So, okay, now let's go into adjusting the color. So I want to adjust the color. I click on the webcam, and I go into settings. This automatically opens, and I go into, okay, color. Now, usually, if you take off the legacy mode, it's easier to adjust. Now, what I find easy to use with this is where you can actually do some fine adjusting. So do you see this clearing up? Okay. And this one, you can actually adjust depending on the lighting in your room. So move it up and down until you find a place where it actually looks best. Okay. So on my computer with the lighting that I have, the setting 3130, it usually works really good. And so this is how you adjust the color for the green screen. Now, to adjust the color for the webcam, you actually click on cam, and then we go into video input. Okay, video input. This is what your video is inputting into the scene there. Now, once your control panel opens, now depending on the camera that you have, the control panel may look a little bit different, but they pretty much have the same controls. It just may be set up a little different. So in this case, the camera control, before I do anything, okay, to make sure that it's going to be the best quality, I go ahead and sit in a place where I'm going to be sitting, okay? And then usually when you first turn it on, these automatic controls are going to be on. It automatically starts. So I go default, this is what it's going to do, right? So what I do is I sit in the place where I'm going to be, and I uncheck the autofocus, because once the camera focuses on the, where you are, you don't need to, you don't just take it off, because what happens, we're very close to the camera, and every movement that we make, the camera is going to be looking to adjust, and it's just not necessary. It ruins the quality. It has it delays the video stutters. So it's best not to make it work overtime. Okay, an exposure, I just take it off because I like to control it manually. And then we go into video. Okay, the best way to start this is that give the camera the room to actually do some work for you. Okay, so you just go into default. This camera, with the lights that I have, this is where it thinks, this is what it's having, and yours is going to look a little bit different. So once you go into default, okay, there are really two that you need to focus on. Well, actually, three controls. One is the gain. The gain is going to give you the biggest difference in everything you do. The gain, you see, just light it up. You can start it, increasing the gain a little bit at a time. Or if when you first started, your gain could be too high and you need to reduce it depending on the camera that you have. So the more the gain, you see the exposure, okay? So you bring the gain down to where you're not overly exposed. So look at the difference a little bit. Okay, you see, a little bit makes a big difference. So bring it down to there. Now the other thing that does matter is the brightness, okay? So depending on, your preference, you can go bright, you can go a little bit darker, so you have controls. Find something that looks good to you. Usually you don't want to mess with the contrast. It does a pretty good job itself. The saturation may be an issue, so you can actually reduce the saturation or increase the saturation. Okay. Now, the other thing that I actually use that it's kind of a no-no, but it works really well for me, the white balance. They usually tell you when you first start your camera, you should hold a white paper and let the white balance do it automatically. So you see, now once the paper finds the white, you can actually uncheck it. But here's what I do. I actually found that I can control my coloring with the white balance. Now watch what happens. So right now I'm kind of orangey. Now if I want to look at it at a 10, I could leave it at that. Or maybe I want to go a little bit pink. Or maybe that's a little bit too pale. Okay, let's give a little bit color. So do you see, like, you can actually control the color that you want to come across. So it looks more like you. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the rest of it. You can actually go in there and play around with the controls. Don't be afraid. Go back and forth. But these are the controls that you really are going to be using every single time you turn on your camera. And the good thing about this is that once you get it to where you want it to go, you actually, once you hit apply, it will remember. It will remember. When you turn it on next time, it'll be pretty close, so you don't have to adjust it a whole lot. So once you say okay, it stops, and that's it. Okay, this is the most important part. Using the camera controls is the most important part. And again, you don't have to get really crazy with it. Okay, once you click on it, the control already opens. It's already set up to give you what you need. So the layout and all that, you don't have to mess with it. It's, you can play around with it, different effects and shit. Don't even bother with these right now, okay? The way the camera sets up, the layout is fine. But these are the two that you're going to be needing to work with. The color, once you adjust it the first time, usually you don't have to mess with it again. It will remember what you want it to do. So the first time you use your camera, you have to adjust it. But this one, the camera controls, with it video input, you will be using pretty much every time you turn it on, because there will be minor adjustments based on what you're wearing and how you look and whatever else is going on in the room. Okay, that's this is the critical part. This is where you have to master this. This is where you want to spend time learning. Okay, so next, we're going to do, let's say, the over the shoulder, actually. I kind of put that in the wrong place, but I'll just show you, we'll do an over the shoulder. So the over the shoulder look, again, we start pretty much with the same thing. We add video cam, and I'm selecting my camera. Right now I have four different cameras to choose from. And I do the same thing, go through it, and while I'm clicking on that, I go into settings, and I go into color, and I pick chroma key, and here we go. I'm just going to, I already know where I want my settings, so I'm just going to leave it at that. And okay, that's close enough for right now. And I'm going to go into the camera. It's already set up. So next, I'm going to go ahead and add the background. So add image, and I'm going to go ahead and choose the same background as I had. And okay, there, and just bring it down one. So next, I'm going to go ahead and add over the shoulder. Well, to add over the shoulder, I need to make room for over the shoulder. So I can literally pick this up and move it around. So do you see this? So I can actually move it over. So I have room. And make sure that you do not have yourself hanging in the air somewhere. So make sure, and I've made this mistake myself. Okay, so this is up. Okay, and just, you can actually, once you click on it, you can literally use the mouse to move it over. Okay, now next what we're going to do is we're going to add the screen. Okay, we're going to be adding screen capture. Now, well, first you can add the video. Let me show you just, again, you add image video, and I'm going to go into my videos. And let's say I'm going to choose, okay, well, let's see, which one should we choose? Okay. Okay. So it's going over my shoulder. I can actually adjust it. Okay. Now, same thing here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put it behind me. I'm going to go into settings. And I'm going to take off the remember and keep source in memory. And the other thing about this is that I can actually, over here, when finished, rewind. Okay, so it goes right to the beginning. Or in this case, I can actually tell it to loop. Okay, so what happens then is if when I click out of it, let's say I'm there and I click back into this, and it will start from the beginning, and it will just keep going. It will actually loop. So this is like, it's a short video, and it's like 20-something seconds. So I can actually just leave it there if I have like a minute of information to share about what's going on. At the event, everybody gets, fun time. Everybody gets to experience all the stuff. Then it goes right back into looping again. So it doesn't just go into black before I'm ready to stop talking about it. Okay? So let's turn that off. And by turning, the only thing you have to do is turn it off. It's a check mark. That's it. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so next I want to add my PowerPoint. So to do that, I already have my PowerPoint set up in a corner. I open it ahead of time, and I adjust the size of it to, so I'm working on the PowerPoint, and oops, hold on. Okay, so let's say I'm working on my PowerPoint, and here's, okay. doing all whatever I'm working on, and okay. So I finished working with it. Well, if I leave the PowerPoint where it is, it's not going to, kind of interfere with what I'm doing. So I'll just put it right over here, resize it, and once I click, there are several settings on your PowerPoint. One of these is just, it sends, puts them in, puts all the sets in there, all the slides in there at the same time. And this one over here, the last one, it goes full screen. This is what we usually use when we're doing, presentations. The one that you want when you're getting ready to use your XSplit is this one over here. It will just fill the screen whatever size it is. So I can actually adjust it, make it smaller, make it bigger. Okay, so this is the setting that you want. Now, to add the PowerPoint to the video, to your XSplit, you have to select a segment. Now, here's where, whoops, it kind of, all right, it kind of moved me over. I have to move me over again because it reset. I don't know why, but so we're going to add, in this case, it's screen capture. It will put anything that you select in a particular area into XSplit. So in this case, I'm selecting, I want only this part in my XSplit. And there you go. You can take it and move it around. I can resize it so it's smaller. You can do pretty much anything you want with it, okay? And the thing about this that's really important is that once you have your PowerPoint there, you need to actually click on a PowerPoint, and it will, and all you have to do is just go to the next one. Go to the next one. It will actually play your PowerPoint exactly as it would if you're doing a live event. And this is the training video I use, training PowerPoint I use when I'm, talking with somebody new who doesn't know much about what we're doing. Okay, so that's probably all you really need to know. And in this case, what else do I want to tell you? Oh, here's the other thing. Once you select a particular area, you can actually move things on top of it. You see, I'm moving this up, you're doing other things, but it will only select. Once you tell it what you want it to show, it will stick to it. And if I move it over, it's still looking for that. It will still find it, that's all it will show. Okay, so once you select what you want, it gets a lot easier to use the software. I think it's pretty cool, don't you? So anyways, that's pretty much it that I want to show here. Now to go full screen, again, we're going to another one and we'll do this. Okay, full screen. Okay, well, I usually write full PowerPoint, okay? Full P, you can spell it out if you want. And the same thing, we're going to, okay, add screen capture. And I will go right here and select what I want. And by the way, it usually does select for you. Here, let me just delete this. And if you wanted to do, if you wanted to give it room to do it itself, you actually do some pretty cool things for you. So I can just actually just click here and it will capture, but I don't like having the bottom there. Okay, I just don't like having the bottom there. So that's why I select it carefully, but there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, so now if I do it myself, I can go here and, well, I kind of moved, actually, I'm going to share a little something with you that's going to make a difference. Okay, and just, whoops. Oh, come on. My mouse is acting up now. Oh, I know I can't see the corner. That's why I can't grab the corner. There we go. Okay. So basically what happens now is that I can do the over the shoulder. Okay, so start with the open and go on full screen and go over the shoulder and go full on. And this one actually I kind of messed up because this shouldn't have been here, but I put it there. So, okay. Any questions about this? Is everything clear? The recording you're going to have, so there's a lot of, you know, with a little bit of practice, you can do all this. Now, here's the other thing that I want to share with you, is that Xsplit will actually record it for you. Now, to start creating your show, you want to plan in advance, like what information you want to put on it, what PowerPoint you want to use, what videos you want to use. You can actually have different interviews. You can have, if you're recording the one show, oh, by the way, you actually can keep adding here. You know, you can keep adding. So you're not stuck. You can just keep adding. It's not just the 12 of them, right? So the thing about this you want to remember is that when you have your library, it gets a lot easier for you to decide what videos you want to use. So if you're going to be doing a 30-minute show and then you want to start with the open, and then you want to do a 3-minute interview, or then you come on talking about, oh, today, the theme for today's show is this, and I'm going to share with you some, you know, great content, and I'm going to, I have some interviews that I want to share with you. So then what you have to do is decide in advance which videos you're going to be playing. And then you add the video in the segment where they are, and you can name them. And once you figure out your system on how you like to organize it, it gets really easy. But in the beginning, be sure to clearly name your videos. Don't just do video number 1, video number 2, because when you're talking and you're recording, you're like, oh, which one was video number 2? But if you put the person's name on it, or the, you know, the information, like for example over here, makeup, you know, Dale Buck. So I know this is a makeup video. So when I'm doing a training and say, okay, here's how you know, this is what you need to do to do the proper shading, I will just click on the Dale Buck video. So identify them properly. It will make your life a lot easier, I promise you. Let me see. So then let's go to the recording. So one of the things that, you know, Xsplit, it works like anything else. You have the, you know, everything, you know, files, full, you know, save as, the whole bit. Now, the thing you want to take a look at is the 12 scenes, as they're called. What I just programmed over here is called a presentation. Okay, this is what they call it. So new presentation, load presentation, save presentation. So I can actually save this presentation so it remembers. Like I have like current master presentation, Xsplit training essentials. So this is the one. Okay, I'm saving it. Do you want to replace it? Yes. So this is my training presentation. Now, if I want to load, my I want to save the changes. Okay, I want to load the one that I usually do. I just open it up. Well, no, I don't want to. No. Do you want to replace it? No. Okay, I think I clicked the wrong one. Anyways, I'm talking. I almost messed up my presentation. So, okay. So that's how you save your presentations. It's like each one is a file, you know. So you can have one for training, you can have one for creating your videos, you can have one for broadcasting. So you just keep adding, you know, you just save them in a folder as different presentations. So the sources, the screen capture, all that, this is exactly what's down here, the settings, you know, screen capture and all that. So this makes it a lot easier. This is the one you want to pay attention to. Local streaming, when you are actually doing your videos, you're going to be on local if you're not broadcasting live. So then you have local recording. Once you hit the local recording button, it starts to record. Okay. It starts to record. So that means what happens then, everything that you are doing here, going from scene to scene to scene to scene, is actually going to record everything. So if you have it timed properly, and let me see, okay, stop recording, and it saves it for you. And it saves it for you in tools. And you go into recordings. Okay, and this will be the last one that was recorded. And voila, here's your recording. Okay, let's move it us. Okay, so do you see how easy it is for you to actually go ahead and plan and produce your videos? I hope you do. This is where I create all the training programs, everything I do. Now, one thing, if you're broadcasting live, you may have, if it tells you you can't start local recording if you're recording it online or something like that. It happens to me. I don't even know why it happens, but just, you're not going to be needing to record at the same time. Like right now, I have Zoom recording it, so I don't need to have Xsplit recording it. Okay, but if I'm broadcasting and I want Xsplit to record it, then it will not be broadcasting live. It will be doing a local recording. Okay, so let's see. What else do I want to share with you? Let's see. We don't need to do that. I think that's about all I want to share with you. With this, knowing how to set up your backdrops, knowing how to adjust your camera, knowing how to go with the different scenes over the shoulder and how to use it, this is going to take you a long way. So now I'm going to go ahead and stop my sharing, stop my screen share, and I'm going to go ahead and move my XSplit out of the way so I can see all of you. Okay, so any questions? Anybody that has any specific questions about the clarifying questions, comments? Let's see. Who wants to go first? Nobody's jumping up and down. Okay, Charles, you're jumping up and down. Okay, you are, wait a second. You are on.
Well, not much the question. It's just sharing with you some of the things we're working on. So I'm going to be having multiple camera, especially, as you see the set here, I'm sitting on a chair. There's a TV behind me that can show my logo. And then there's also my guest expert chair right next to here. So as you can see, I have some lighting on the back, but that's just for show. But the lighting is actually mounted up in the rail and it actually can be moved across the room. So this room is actually setting up for the studio. As you see on the padding on the back, I'm actually soundproofing the wall. So we're putting the padding on that. And right now, I'm actually reshopping with Michael help. We're actually shopping for the PC that we actually use for the video editing, but also the broadcasting. So we shopping for that. So that's some of the things we're working on, or I'm working on. So.
Very, very cool, Charles. I love it. I love it. And so Charles is actually going to be producing his TV show, right? He's setting up the entire office of this place of business to be conducting interviews. He's got a pretty cool setup. And so Charles, before, can't wait to actually see it. Hold on a second. What I want to point out something. I want to put you up front again. You are too hot on the right side. That means your light is too bright on your right side.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one of the things whenever you're, it's not just you, everybody, it's a training opportunity. So whenever you turn the lights on, you get on camera, take a look and see the balance, from left side to right side. What you may need to do is maybe dim the light. If you don't have a dimmer, you actually move the light further out or bring it closer, if you need more light. The lights are really important. You should have one on either side. The brighter light is called the key light.
Mhm.
The key light is one that's closer to you, brighter. And usually the key light is the one you want to have on the side of your face that's your better side, as they say. How do you know it's your better side? When you look in the mirror, how do you turn your head usually? I know when I'm looking in the mirror, I usually go to my left. So that means, I turn to my right. So that means I like the left side of my face better. So figure out which side of your face do you like better and make the brighter light, the key light, on that side. Now, the fill light, F-I-L-L light, that goes on the other side. So it's basically they're diagonally in front of you. And the fill light is, it's a little bit dimmer. It's dimmer than your key light, and it's actually designed to give your face a little bit more definition. If you have both lights the same strength, then you are going to be, basically, it makes you look kind of flat. You want one side to be brighter than the other. It gives your face more of a dimension. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very important. So in Charles's case, I left him up there for a while, but the light on his right, obviously that's the key light. I don't know if that's the one he wants to be the key light or not. So you get to decide that, Charles. But it needs to go further out, or you need to dim it down, and so you have that choice. Okay. So way to go, Charles. Kudos to you. And I know you and I have a meeting right after this call today. We're going to be buttoning down your broadcast day and set up your production days. I'm very excited. Yay, way to go.
Yeah, no, I mean, we actually discussed earlier, we're actually creating the set. So on the back, we're actually creating a set where we have like a window panel and stuff on one side that look like that give you kind of like a homey look, and then we can decorate around that, and we can actually flip it around and turn that to a green screen and stuff. So that's what we're working on today. So.
I love it. I can't wait to see it. Cool. I'll be seeing it shortly anyway, so I'm psyched. I'm very, very excited. Cool. Okay, see, I celebrate with you guys. Every time I see you win, it just oh, yes, this is what it's about. So who is next? I see Aziza. I see you waving. Okay, you are on. Unmute yourself. You are still muted.
No, I'm not.
Oh, now you're not. Okay, go ahead. You're on.
Yes, that's like a lot of technical stuff, but I felt that all of that just explained in 45 minutes is all it takes. It's really exciting because I have always feared technology stuff around, it's like, what do you press? What happens if you press something wrong and all of that? So it's very, very comprehensive, and if it can be explained in just 45 minutes, when it can be done, I think it's really, very, very doable, especially when I'm looking at me being able to, with your guidance, support others with the work. I think it's going to be really, really fun in Asia for this work. So the screen thing that you were talking about right now, the wall that you see is like kind of evolving into where I'm going to be positioning my work. So it's going to be like the studio. Naturally, as you know, I have been doing the Grow Your Business virtual summit, and I've been using this screen because I haven't gotten those yet, which is going to come in real soon. This screen has eventually, like I did 15 over interviews, and all the tips that I got from you and I'm still getting, I've been applying on it just last 1 week alone. Since the last call, and now I've done 15 over interviews. It's been crazy. So this screen, this backdrop is probably the one that's going to be becoming the back. What do you call all the stuff is going to go at the back. So I found a very cozy corner in my living room for this work. So I really want to thank you for that exciting overview of that. My question to you, I have a question for you, because you talked about backdrops that we have. So when we are doing interviews with others who are not having the screens, will that affect the quality of the work that we bring out? I mean, because especially when we are doing international call-ins, like right now, right?
Yes, it will definitely affect the quality of your video, because think about it. If you're one half of the, you're one half, actually, if you're one doing the interviews, you're probably like 1/3 of the time on camera, especially if you're doing it online, and your guest is on. So it's your responsibility to make sure that they're properly lit. So that's why I'm actually keeping it very simple. One of the things that I do usually is I have people pick up their laptop, literally walk around the room so we can find the best backdrop and the best light for them. I do this pretty much every single time. So now that you know what we're looking for as far as the lighting, where it should be, the level of the camera, it should be right about here. So if you need to tell people to, you know, put something under their laptop, like I've had you do, Aziza. I believe you still have something you're putting under your laptop. And so just even asking them to go around the room, find another light, and to put it in front of them. Whatever you have to do, yeah, it makes a huge difference, because it's a reflection on you. It's not a reflection on them. You're the host. You're supposed to make, you know, do everything you can to make them look as good as they can. Having said that, there are sometimes there isn't much you can do. So you just have them put a curtain behind them, or stand in front of something that's a little bit clear instead of the bookcases or clutter, or stand in front of a wall instead of in the middle of the room where you can see the rest of the room around them. And you want to eliminate clutter around them. And it doesn't mean things are just, you know, misplaced. Clutter in a video, it could be different things they have in a room. So if they're standing in the middle of the room or sitting down in the middle of the room, in most people, they have their laptop on their desk. So that means their desk, most of the time, is facing the wall. And what that means is that behind them is the rest of the room. So rest of the room, that means there is a door behind them, there's a bookcase behind them, there is a chair behind them, there's all kinds of stuff behind them. So what happens then, you can actually ask them to just take the laptop and turn around. I mean, I've even had people pull their desk away from the wall and sit by the wall, you know, and to be literally put it away from the wall, put the chair by the wall and sit down there, and go grab lamps from around the room. Like, you know, I don't care, go grab it from your kitchen, go grab it from your living room, bedroom, I don't care. They will bring it and put it on the corners of their desk, one on either corner. That makes a huge difference. So these are tips that you can do with anybody, because anybody has a lamp in the room. Anybody can pull a desk away and sit in front of a wall. So these are things that you want to be doing with people. And Aziza, I have a little tip for you. You have, I know when you were here, you had a banner. You know, when you were speaking, you had a banner because you carried on a plane with you. I saw it at the airport. So you should be having it up behind you. You know, I don't know how big it is, but you should be having, you know, as a matter of fact, what we did, I'm going to put on Julian. I'm going to put on Julian. Look at Julian. That's one of the things that we did when we were doing his interview. He went and found a banner that they were using, so that his logo is behind him. You know, so something like that comes in actually very, very handy. You want, go ahead. You're on, Aziza.
Yeah. So the question is, I've been seeing mirror image, which is converted. So my mirror image on my camera. So this is where I'm like. So when it's at the back, it kind of shows that it's not.
Oh, it's a setting. It's a setting in your Zoom. It's a setting in your Zoom. When you go into the settings of your Zoom, you just uncheck the mirror, because I had a challenge with that too. So you just you just uncheck the mirror, showing mirror, and then you'll be fine.
Is this next to me? Yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
Okay, and a good thing to know. Okay, even if it looks like opposite to you, it looks right for us. So we don't see the mirror image. You don't, the mirror image only you see.
Okay.
Okay.
And just one thing on that question, the backdrop that we'll be choosing when we have all the screens, you told us that you took a picture. I just want to clarify that. You said you took a picture on the backdrop that you have right now of the real studio. So with your access to, with your logo on it, right? It was taken in a studio.
Yeah.
So do you have like a guideline to what kind of backdrop to use when, or is it like more of your own intuition, like what you like to do?
Well, it's really, yeah, well, it's really what you like to do. Here's what I recommend. I recommend you have one office backdrop. I recommend you have one like a living room backdrop, something comfortable, and also have like a studio backdrop. And there are quite a few different ones that are available out there. Let me, there are, I can't find the name of it right now, but there's all kinds of stock photography available. So what I suggest you do, just do a search for studio images, okay? And you can see the ones that are available to buy. You can actually buy them from iStockPhoto and a bunch of other ones where they have images available. They cost like $1, $2, $3 or whatever. They're not even much. You don't need the great big images. I mean, you can actually pay like $50 for the super big version of it that you would be using for banners and things. But you don't need. Just get the small one. It's like maybe I don't know what's under 1,000 pixels, like 700 or something like that. So that will be plenty for you. So just get one that you like, that you think works well for you. The good thing about it is that before you actually even buy the image, you can test it out to see how it looks. So just don't buy it without it. Just you can copy and save the image that they have. You will have a watermark on it, but just download it and just try it out before you buy it, because the way it looks on the screen is quite different than the way it looks when you put it behind you. The angles and things, they make a big difference. And it's not something I can show you some examples, but it just is something that you have to actually see yourself. And what you may want to do is just download a few of them and put it on your Xsplit. And next time you can just say which one looks better, and we can give you feedback. It's just little things make a big difference. Okay.
Thank you.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's see, who is next? Okay, Tony, let's see. Okay, Tony, you are on.
I wondered if you wanted to try and help me get something on my Xsplit, because I think I've got it all set up, and I've got the Logitech webcam settings and everything, and I've got a photo that I've downloaded. So I thought it might be fun to get a background going.
Okay, so do you want to go ahead and share your desktop with us?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, so can you see my my Xsplit controls?
Yes, I can.
Big. Would it be better to make them big?
No, that's fine. Okay. So go ahead.
All right, and so what do I do?
Okay. You click on scene 1.
Okay.
Okay, then go into add.
Where's add?
Add, look at the bottom of your screen to the left.
Oh, okay, add. All right.
Yeah. And so you want to go ahead and add your webcam. Down, there you go. And Logitech webcam, there you go. Okay, so that means you're not using, oh, yeah, because you did not use XSplit to log on for this to work properly. I turn on XSplit and then I come on. Because right now, Zoom has taken your camera. That means your camera is not available.
Okay, well,
Let's try another camera. It's okay. Let's try another camera.
or I could just go into Zoom and change my camera in Zoom.
You can. Go ahead. It's.
Oh, hold on. It's like now that the XSplit's full screen.
Don't worry about it. Why don't you just add another camera? You have your webcam available.
Yeah, I've got the web camera. Okay,
Yeah.
So then I want to uncheck the Logitech webcam here.
Yeah. So just go to add
Oh, just got to add. Okay.
webcam.
I don't know whether it's easy cam. I don't know which one it is.
Try the easy camera. Let's see which one. What that is. Okay. So grab the corner.
Okay, so yeah, that's the one on the computer.
Yeah. So grab the corner diagonally and pull it out.
Okay.
Okay.
I've discovered my little portable green screen thing is maybe not quite big enough.
Well, it's you can actually move the angle of it, but it can be. You have to move the camera
Around
close.
it,
Yeah.
but it's just a little too
Yeah.
small. So I have to
Yeah.
make it closer.
Okay. So now the challenge we're going to have now is that because you don't have the Logitech, we can't really do all the green screen stuff.
Yeah, that's why I think I'd rather give me a second and let me see if I can get out of full screen in this and then take the Logitech off of the Zoom.
Okay.
And see.
So take. I'm going to go ahead and.
Look at the share. Okay, I've got to stop sharing. All right, so I'll fuss around with that for a moment.
Yeah. Now we're missing Jules. What happened to Jules?
He left.
Oh, he left. Why?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought maybe he put it in the chat. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, then let's see. So since we have a little bit more time before Tony comes back with it. Anything else, Charles or Aziza?
The same conversation we were having about choosing the backdrop. You mentioned those that you have. I'm just curious, are they all bought or are they like, where are they all bought? Those that you have?
The ones that I have, yeah, I bought them, or I took the pictures myself, or what you can also do, what you can do is you can actually find pictures online and combine them with different ones. You have to change it, so, but unless you know what you're doing, you don't want to get in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. And also because like just now, Tony, I'm not sure whether she's going to use that screen. So sometimes even in Google Hangout, they have these funny, backgrounds of nature and stuff like that. How realistic is it when we are doing interviews and, all of that?
It's not realistic. So I'll show you this. Hold on a second. If I'm doing here, okay, if I'm doing interviews with this, how realistic does it look?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the good thing about this is, let's see. Yeah, let me. Okay. Okay, so the waterfall is behind me. It's still, it makes it look more realistic. But if I'm doing interviews, would I be sitting in the middle of a waterfall doing an interview? No. This is something, if I want to say, hey, you know what? I just want you to think about, let's do a little visualization, or let's relax today. The backdrop should dictate that. Okay? So if I'm putting on the living room backdrop, this is nighttime living room. Okay, so you can do that. or you can, you know,
Who's your favorite?
okay, depending on what you're doing. So for in your case, use a backdrop that's going to be like your office. It doesn't have to be a fancy studio, but there are a lot of them available out there. Just do a little bit of search. It has to resonate with you. It has to be your personality. And what you can do once you find something that looks good, have your graphic designer Photoshop your logo in it. Okay, so it is your studio. In my case, I just had to take a picture of the studio because it was there, but you can easily take something. Here, let me show you some of the backdrops. I'm going to add something here. I'm going to go back into camera 2. Okay, and yeah, backdrops. Let me. Sets. Okay. Ah, come on. It's opening up my it's opening up my my Photoshop. Hold on. I need to close it. I need to close it. Hold on a second. Okay. Oh, goodness. Close it. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add image. And I'm going to go into my Xsplit backdrops and sets. Okay. Okay, so something like this, you have them all over the place. Okay. Now, this is not exactly working very well. A big window. Okay, and so you can have something like this, something like that, and behind it, put another image. So let's see, put it over here. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I need to move this over so I can see better. Okay. So I can
find shifting around.
say that again.
Remind me of my magician friend. I should give him a call. I can shift right now.
Yeah. So you can actually find something with a backdrop like that and go ahead and add your own logo to it. Let me see. I'm going to go again, add image. And let's see what I have here. I know I have some logos back here, and it's not really that difficult to do this. Let me just, I got to find the Access to Experts logo, and I will, hold on. Okay. See, now my Access to Experts logo has disappeared. That's not good. Okay, well, anyways, you can just add a logo. Actually, my no, that's not it. Okay, I'm using my laptop, not my regular computer, to do this right now. And some of the things, I guess, I don't have the latest things in here. So, but you can just add your logo. That's all. Bottom line is that. Okay. Oh, here it is. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So you can just put your logo in there.
Oh, he came back. Julian is back.
Julian is back. Okay. All right, Julian. Let's see. So, okay, let's see. Oh. Okay. So, Tony, you're back. Are you ready? Okay. Tony's not. Let's see. Jules, are you ready? Well, there we go. Okay.
I'm ready for what?
Do you any questions, comments? What can we work on with the lights, and we'll help you with the setup.
Oh man, I tell you, you lost me after the first 15 seconds. I'm going to have to spend some time studying. I downloaded the Xsplit broadcaster, and I see that they've got all sorts of tutorials and stuff in there. So I think I'll have to. It takes me a while to get my head around these sorts of things, and what seems obvious to people technologically, to me, just baffles me. So I can get lost on the smallest detail and not quite work things out. But so it's going to be a bit of a journey. But it's exciting to see all the different choices and the different elements. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
How to drop things in and videos and logos and animate things. So.
Jules, it's really not, you don't have to complicate it too much, okay? To start off with, you don't have to be doing all the different backdrops. You don't have to be doing any of it. You know, you can actually just start using the Xsplit and adjusting your colors. Why don't we go ahead and adjust your colors right now? Do you want to try it?
Yeah, I'll give that a try. How do we do that?
Okay, so are you using your Logitech webcam?
Yes, I am. Yeah, but I think that it's still downloading information and stuff, so I'm not too sure how able I am. But let's give it a try.
Okay, so do you have your Xsplit open?
Xsplit. Hang on a sec.
If you're already using your camera, then that means you're not using Xsplit. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge. As a matter of fact,
yeah, look, I'm still downloading the information from the webcam. That's still downloading. Okay. So I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I'll be good to go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the good thing about this is that the recording for this is going to be up. So all you have to do is first open your Xsplit. Okay, this is really important. You have to open your Xsplit first, and then it will automatically, look for the camera. Then you just have to tell it to, choose the camera, which is your the Logitech one, and then just watch this training video. You just click on it, on adjusting the camera. It's all there, and I'm here. I'm here to support you. As a matter of fact, we haven't set up our one-on-one strategy session because you and I have to set up your show, what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, all that, and the promotion. So,
just regarding the size of a green screen, what's a good size for me to be buying? Because I can see they come in all different shapes and sizes. What's a good size?
Well, as far as the green screen, I'm using it's like 8 by 10. I'm using it. It's a pretty big one, but I like it big because part of it is I can actually move away from it. I like to have more colored, or to move the camera further out.
When you say 8 by 10, is that 8 feet?
Yeah.
8 by.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of times what people will do, they will literally just paint the wall green, or they'll, you can get online when you're buying your lights. You can also see green screen. You have choices. There's this green fabric that you can actually buy, and they come 8 by 10, 8 by 12, and you can pin it on the wall, or you can hand it from a curtain rod on the wall, if you don't want to damage the wall. So there are several ways of attaching it to the wall. Or you can also use, what Tony Marie is using, which is a pop-up green screen, and it has blue on one side, green on the other, but they're not really that big. You know, so if you're going to be using that, you have to make sure that it's steady on the wall, adjusted properly. And they come in different, I think it's like 5x7 would actually do pretty well. You know, you have 7 feet across.
I've seen they're available and they can come on an actual stand. So they come with the stand and clips and lights and the whole little package.
Yeah, you can actually get the set because the proper lights and everything come with it.
Yeah.
And it's also portable, so you can be traveling with it. Like right now, I'm going to be taking my pop-up set with me to travel because as I'm going to be going, you know, like in January, I'm going to be in Singapore. Well, I'm still going to be doing my training, and on the road I'll do my training as long as I have my laptop and everything is in there. My webcam is portable with a little kit, so I can actually be doing green screen setting up anywhere and doing it. So I recommend all of you actually get the pop-up with you, even if you use the regular wall.
Mm. And you're right. They're, you know, online there's little packs there, and they're really reasonably priced. It's
Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. That's it. That's good. Yeah.
Okay. So Jules, you and I need to meet this week sometime later in
That'd be great. I'd love that. Really like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Anne.
You're welcome. Okay, so we're almost there. We're going to stay on longer. Those of you who are watching, I recommend you staying longer because what we're going to be doing with Tony Marie is actually very good because you're going to be experiencing the same thing yourself. So if you want to hang out another 10 minutes or so longer, I recommend you do that. Okay, Tony, you are back and you are on. Okay.
I am. I did what you suggested to, you know, start with the Xsplit and then come back in. But I have to tell you, I'm feeling pretty frustrated right now because I bought this laptop specifically for this purpose because I usually run a Mac, and it does not seem to be coping with the level of processing that's needed to run the Xsplit because the camera just keeps on freezing.
Well, let's see. With the Xsplit, there are sizes, you know. So let me show you some things here.
Okay.
I'm actually going to go full screen, and yeah. So let me. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that over and move it down, and here I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so if you look up here, see there are sizes.
Okay.
Okay. Resolution.
Okay.
Now, if you are set up to be 960 or 1280, that's just way too much. You don't actually need all that.
It's at 640 times 360, which is the second lowest.
Okay, so then you look at the frame rate. What is the frame rate?
30 FPS, which is also the second lowest.
Okay, that's fine. That's good. That's where I have mine. And the scale?
A scale to 100%.
Okay, so that should be working. Then that means that there's something with the laptop.
Yeah, like I said, pretty frustrated at this point, given that I bought it especially for this purpose and it's not cooperating.
Well, you know, you can always go take it back and get something that works better. That's all.
Yep, I think that's going to have to be the trick.
Yeah.
I do love my coloring that the built-in camera gives me here. I look like I'm sunburned.
Oh, let's adjust that.
Well, no, that's the built-in camera that you're seeing here because I didn't want to use the Logitech. Because I wanted to use that on the Xsplit. So I'll swap back over to the Logitech now.
Yeah, go onto the Logitech.
Okay, it says I can't start video. Video failed. My computer's pretty unhappy right now. It's doing anything that I ask it to do very slowly. So.
Yeah, you have a lot going on, and that happens. It's like
but I don't. I've shut everything down. The only thing I've got open is Zoom and Xsplit.
Okay. Well, one of the other things too that, and you've gone between a bunch of different things. You know, a lot of times I will reboot my computer just before going on.
Yeah, that might be that's a worthy experiment. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be a really good suggestion. Well, you and I actually need to set up a time to be getting the schedule for your show as well.
Uh-huh.
So maybe, you know, play around a little bit, and during that time we can just take a peek and adjust your, you know, your screen and all that.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. Here, I'm just going
Yeah.
to swap back over onto the other. It's like, it doesn't want me to. There we go. At least the easy camera's letting me start the video. So yeah, that sounds great. And I will just immediately after this call reboot everything and see if I can get it to work better.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be posting this video. It will save, you know, shortly, and you know, in a couple of hours. You know, I'll be uploading it to YouTube, and putting the link, or uploading it to Amazon. No, this is YouTube. Okay, I forget which is which anymore. You know, yeah. So I will be uploading it to YouTube, and I'll put the link there in a training area too. So all you have to do is just kind of follow step by step, and you'll be way ahead by the time we have our call. So you should be able to, you know, work it. Hopefully, it's
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, and
Right. Otherwise, there's going to be a trip back to Best Buy.
Well, you know, I would suggest you actually, you know, do the test today, and then go back to Best Buy.
Yep.
Tell them exactly what you're looking for and what the problem is. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
absolutely great. Best Buy is great. I love Best Buy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's unless there are some additional questions and comments or anything else from my cast members, we're going to go ahead and let me see.
Actually, and do you have a I mean, this is a very new laptop and it's supposed to be designed for gaming, so it should be able to process the XSplit, but do you have like a minimum requirements guideline? You don't have to answer that right now, but I'm just wondering if maybe that can be sent out or something, so when I check out back in.
Yeah, well, we'll get that out to you. Actually, I think we'll just go ahead and put it in the training area.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So we'll do that. As a matter of fact, when Michael gets in, I'll ask him, because he does all our computer buying. I just tell him. It's like, okay, here it is. This is what I need, and you know,
Yeah.
you know, all of it. So I'll ask him what.
Right.
Yeah, Michael and I are working on that right now. So I actually send Michael the spec sheet so he can review to see if that qualifies. So we are actually looking at that.
Okay, cool.
Oh, good.
So there we go. So he'll have the latest information on it. So that's
Right.
even better. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Well, this has been another episode of Turn Your Show into Cash, and this is Factor 2. It's all about technology, fun stuff, you know. So today we actually covered how to use XSplit, and if you're overwhelmed, it's just about getting familiar with something. And I've done my best to show you step by step, you know, how to add the things that you need to know about. One of the things about technology is that a lot of times we end up thinking we're supposed to do more or know more, or use it in a different way than, you know, use all the bells and whistles that it comes with. I promise you, I am not a technology whiz. I know enough to be dangerous, as they say. But what I have done for myself is I learn the things that I must. And if it's something that's not necessary, like XSplit, it does some amazing things, you know, that I don't need to know about. I don't need to use. I actually went to a training, you know, as a matter of fact, all of you who are thinking about going to the video tutorials of XSplit, look at it, and if you get a little bit overwhelmed, just stop. All you need to do is go back to this tutorial and look at step by step how I added the image and what I clicked on, because with only a few different buttons that it has, you don't need to know all of it. You don't need to know how to use all of it just to get started. Once you start using what I'm showing you, you can do a lot with it, and then you can actually expand and go more advanced. But don't let yourself get stuck. Unfortunately, I see a lot of people, they just, they get overwhelmed and they don't do anything at all. And that's the worst thing you can do. So just start somewhere. And again, I've done my best, and I will be doing some additional Q&A, some trainings on this, to all of our members. So we will have like an open Q&A with Xsplit. So I will be answering questions. But please go ahead and just, watch this video a couple of times. The whole training was about 45 minutes. And, so if you go through it, with the setup a couple of times and just follow, click through, and you can't mess it up. You can always just delete and start over again. So there isn't much you can do that will ruin it, okay? So thanks for joining us, and I'm really excited about what we're going to be able to do together. Now you have all the information you need to start preparing and producing your show. This is very exciting because now that you know how to show up on camera, you have access to creating your content and the script templates, and some great training from Jodina St. John on how to interact with the camera. There's a lot you can do. And so let's get some videos out there, and we'd love to have your videos on GVN TV. We'd love to have your videos on a reporter agency. We're opening doors for both of them in January. So we want your stuff in there because we're going to be doing a lot of promotion. So, okay, everybody. Again, thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Devia. This has been another episode of Turn Your Show into Cash. And this was Factor 2, Module 7. Okay, and next week we're going to start the monetization. We're going to look at what you do. How are you going to be monetizing it? We're going to be looking at the business growth calculator, and we're going to be taking a look at, what do you need to make $100,000 from your membership site? How much should you charge? What should your profit margin be? How many leads do you need? And what do you need to make $100,000 from your online program? So we'll be taking a look at those. And so give you a plan. You have choices. You can decide what to do, how much you want to make, and then we'll move on to the next stage and start getting the message out there. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me. I'm excited for all of us. I'm excited about the possibilities of what we're co-creating together. So let's show up and do it together. We'll see you next week. Okay, everybody. Bye-bye.